ex-governor candidate Ozigbo dumps PDP and backs Obi. A former Anambra State governorship candidate of the PDP, Valentine Ozigbo, has announced his decision to dump the party and throw his weight behind the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Appearing in an interview on Arise TV on Thursday, Ozigbo revealed that his decision to resign from the PDP was based on the need to ensure that a visionary leader was elected to lead Nigerians into the future. This was made known in a statement published on Ozigbo's Facebook page late Thursday. Ahead of his TV appearance, Ozigbo had released a statement titled 2023, A Watershed Moment for Nigeria, where he powerfully endorsed Mr. Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, for the upcoming general election. There comes a defining moment in the life of any country where all the people of good conscience must stand up to be counted. Those times offer no middle ground. You're either on the dark side or on the side of the light, Ozigbo wrote. For Nigeria, 2023 is such a moment. Nigerians will be divided into two classes: those who will work to enrich the forces that have, or entrench the forces that have destroyed Nigeria, or those warriors of the light who will work to bring justice, equity, and peace to our beloved country. And next year, as we go to the polls to elect a new president, there will be no fences to sit on. On Obi's candidacy, Ozigbo endorsed the former Anambra governor, whom he described as a leader with the right vision for the country, the temperance and the capacity and experience to take Nigeria out of these troubled waters and lead us to a land of promise. His Excellency Peter Obi was the governor of my home state of Anambra for 8 years. The groundswell of support that his candidacy is receiving from Anambra, the Southeast, and the entire country is based mainly on the revolutionary, inclusive, and inspiring leadership he demonstrated as a governor, Ozigbo declared. Before he was 40 years, Peter Obi had created an enviable mark in the private sector, a multiple award-winning banker, entrepreneur, and globally trained business leader. Obi took the helm of Anambra State after a long fight for justice. 8 years later, he had completely transformed the leadership culture in Anambra with his style of down-to-earth grassroots engagement, prudential management of resources, and keen vision for qualitative transformation. While noting the sad predicament of Nigerians under the APC, Ozigbo hailed Nigerian youth for showing patriotism, boldness, and passion in choosing who will lead them into the next 4 years. Well, this man definitely does sound like a spokesperson, a director general, that he could be for the Labour Party, but we never really know. Obviously, good things have been said. I mean, he does seem like a sensible individual, so with what he said, and I think from the way, he carries himself and the energy that you get from what I read about what he said, he seems like a very genuine individual. So, if not APC, a lot of people are in PDP, and so obviously they wouldn't necessarily get question of their conscience, because obviously they would because of the party's history, but because they've not, they're not the ruling party, so they do have anything that is non-APC is like a tick. But of course, not PDP as well, let's not forget. God will punish APC. Obedient family, let us get our PVC ready, because mine I just collected it this afternoon. Mr. Peter Obi, congratulations in advance, because 100% you are winning this election. My prophecy is real. And now this is a very obviously different comment. His defection is like taking a spoon of water from the sea. Just imagine somebody who cannot even win in his own state. Well, again, he's a governorship candidate. That's obviously what we know him as. But when it comes to defection, it's not a good look. However, it's very common in Nigerian political space. The defection is high, but it doesn't also mean, there are those from APC also defecting to Labour Party. So I'm not saying that because he's defected from PDP he's good, or because I said, the way he seems like reasonable individual. But the point is, Labour Party is the platform. It has the favorite candidate, and so wherever you are, understanding that defection is it's so common in this country. Wherever people would join from, everyone is going to join Labour Party. It does not mean that they're loyal. It just means that for now, for the time being, this is the party that will probably help them, or just to be on the winning side anyway. Valentine Ozugbo is a good commander of English and orator of communication. I love him for identity with his boss, the incoming president of Nigeria, Mr. Peter Obi. You see? So now I'm not saying that he's a perfect man, but again, I think the communication is very, very, very good. And as I literally said, this is giving somebody that could be a spokesperson. Structure is erecting itself. The youth are the structure, and obedience is the movement. God bless Peter Obi. Well, many will become obedient in the coming days. Sounds more like a prophecy. Well, the dignity of people like Ozigbo that money or selfish ambition could not buy can still be found in this part of Nigeria when other dignities in the East trade. At the end of the defection window, Labour Party would have been made up of more than 90% of PDP members. Same bad people, new name. At the end of the day, Peter Obi himself was in the PDP. So again, of course, as you said, because people are defecting, he is the man of the hour. The party is the party. Is like the it girl. The party is the party, and so they're the ones who are going to obviously understand how they're going to operate and how they're going to run things. And if it is that they will just let people in, which is very unlikely, just let anyone in just because, then it's obviously on them. But if you're coming from PDP or APC, I mean, how can they trust? And even a question we also need to ask, which I find very mind-boggling, except there's been some, not surprisingly, chess games or whatever. I think we have to understand even how Peter Obi got into into Labour Party itself is very unique, because we are talking 3 days to primaries and then he's in Labour Party, and it's like, wait, what? Scary, right? And so I'm thinking, except you already planned to do that anyway, but imagine what the talks would have been like if he was coming from PDP to Labour Party and said, I want to be a presidential candidate. I mean, or maybe he had to go to the primaries, but hey, put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.